certainly can.
So we're getting started here. I think Joey's going to go with Adam Liu for the victory here. I'm not for rooting, just in prediction. I'm going to predict Chris for the victory here, because Chris as well has been on fire. 8th seed coming in, beat a pretty good slew of players here to get here, and we'll see how they finish. We'll see who hoists the trophy above their head.
Yeah, one of us will be right.
Yes.
So that's good.
So there's going to be a winner in the booth, and there's going to be a winner in this match. Hopefully, I can avenge my 49ers with a correct prediction of the finals. That's okay.
That's fair. I'll take the Ravens winning the Super Bowl, and you can have the.
It's okay. I'm going to go find that bottle in a minute. All right, let's see what we got here. Opening hand. Chris is going to think about his. Adam immediately mulligans.
Yeah, Adam.
Chris, I think, has a fistful of forest. Say fistful of forest.
Fistful of forests? That's
He's
serious. To have a fistful of forests.
I'm done. Can't do it. I already have a little lisp as it is. That's okay. English is my second language, so.
You can just fall back on that.
Yeah, that's my excuse. All right, so Chris is mulliganing as well. Yeah,
Both players going to 6.
He had. I think he had 3 forests and a bunch of.
He had a prime speaker.
Yeah, it's just not enough. We saw what happened to the last prime speaker band player to keep forest and arbor elf, and he was slain on camera pretty handily. So we need to make sure to have real magic. You're in the finals of an open. You don't want to sit there with, not being able to cast your spells.
Yeah.
It's quite upsetting.
I'm sitting at my kitchen table, and I don't want to be sitting there not being able to cast my spells.
And this is where we saw. There's a lot of emotion here in top 8, and even before the top 8, we saw the player made a mistake with the bonfire, and he was very frustrated with himself. And as knowing we've both been in the tournament scene for a long time, when you make mistakes at a high level of play, it lingers with you. It sticks with you. It's something where you kind of regret it, especially if you're a competitive player.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of times you remember the negative things more than the positives, and that's
Absolutely.
just kind of how we're wired. And one of those things. It's hard to really balance them. If you say, okay, I have this negative thing and this positive thing, they don't really cancel each other out the way you'd expect them to.
No, definitely not.
And especially those negative plays, but you can try to use that to your advantage by saying, all right, this happened to me. How can I use this?
Right. How can I overcome
forward?
this?
Yeah, next time, don't play so quickly. Or whatever. What mistake did I make that I missed that play?
Yeah.
What was I missing?
Yeah, you can definitely use it to your advantage. It looks like Adam played a Caverns with no 1-drop, and that is very
unusual
strange.
for Adam.
Yeah. Yes. So we have Mayor of Averbrook, who will not flip because Chris has a Farseek, but however, he kept Farseek, Smiter, Land, and I think he's drawn Land. So I think
he's got 2 forests in hand, I'm pretty sure.
Right, I think he has all land and a Smiter, so I don't think he's drawn a spell yet. And I sound like a broken record, but the Prime Speaker element of this deck allows, finally, an aggro deck to get flooded and say, you know what, I still have a draw I can hit, boom, draw my, draw 5 cards, back in it. So, Mayor's not flipping here. I think it's a Prime Speaker, too. I think it's Prime Speaker,
sure
Smiter, and Land. So, he drew his Prime Speaker turn 1 then.
So, planes from Adam.
Look at all these basic. I've never seen this many basic land in Standard in this format. Have you?
Yeah, that's
a lot of basic land.
2 basics on one side of the table. So, Silverblade Paladin comes down and bonds with the Mayor. Mayor swings in, double striking 1/1. So.
Another land for Chris. So he's down to Smiter here, and then all land in a Prime Speaker. And that Prime Speaker, that might be enough. All right, so let's see what happens here. Obviously, the Paladin can easily go over or can trade with the Smiter here, but I don't know if he wants to do that.
Yeah, as you mentioned, Smiter here coming into play very early and
outclassing.
Outclassing Adam's creatures. And Adam already had a slow-ish start with a turn 1 nothing.
Yeah, I think Chris, if he blocks here, he can't draw any cards. I don't think he's going to block.
Yeah, he's going to take it, and I think
because
I think that was the right play on both sides. Adam offered the trade. Okay, you don't take it. I get in for 4. That's great. And Chris, of course, no reason to
Elf and Silverblade Paladin. Yeah, there's no reason. I think. Yeah, and there's another land. So Chris, again, I think I'm never going to bet against Adam again. His shuffling skills on his opponent have rendered him to a creature in play and then one creature in hand. This is going to be an absurd amount of damage here.
Yeah, so Mayor flips. Chris passes the turn without casting a spell. So
Did he
now,
soulbound the second paladin to the elf?
He did, to the elf, yeah.
Okay, so the elf is currently a 1/1 because of the mayor that's flipped, and I think
+1/+1.
Doesn't get the +1/+1 because of the mayor flipped.
Oh, I'm sorry. You're right.
But even so, you attack with everything here and just. I mean, right now Adams is scared of Resto Angel, but this deck, I think he's going to play around Resto Angel. Yep, he's going to play around it. And not attacking with that 3/3, it's a 6/6. That could be a devastating mistake here. Because he attacks with everything, he blocks there, then he takes 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. It would have been lethal.
We don't know what Adam drew. He could just have.
He could have a Resto Angel, but not even if he had the Resto Angel, that would still have destroyed him in combat.
Yeah.
So I think Adam is content with just getting a wolf in a turn and just hoping that'll be enough.
Playing a little more conservatively, so he trades his Silverblade Paladin for a Loxodon Smiter,
Right.
and then follows up with a Champion of Parish.
I still think he's in good shape because the Prime Speaker is going to be a 2/2. It can't block all those creatures. He's going to need to draw a Thragtusk. Seems like the best card he possibly draw. I'm trying to see on here. You know, we're in the situation again. I don't think there's anything on 5 you can draw better than Thragtusk, or 6 to stop this army. And even with the Thragtusk, look at how much damage on the board. That's not going to be able to even.
Yeah.
He's going to put him at 11, and he can block a 4-power creature. Then he takes 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I guess the Thragtusk will keep him alive. However, he does not draw a Thragtusk. He draws an Angel of Serenity, and that is game over.
Yeah, that is not going to do it. So Adam Liu, again, on the back of his opponent's just having the hex on them or something.
Yeah, this
You
is...
know?
Chris played a Farseek and a Smiter, then died.
I mean, to be fair, again, Adam's deck did what it's supposed to do.
Right.
Adam's deck didn't do anything ridiculous. It just was like, I'm going to... In fact, it missed its 1-drop. He played a 2-drop, a 3-drop, another 3-drop. You know, it was just like, I'm just going to attack you if you're not going to put anything in front of me. Or if you're only going to put one thing in front of me, I'm going to attack. So, all right, we've got one final trivia question for this particular top 8. But
Yeah.
we will have 3 more trivia questions later on in the Legacy top 8, as always. So, if you missed it, we're going to ask a question. You tweet your answer with the hashtag SCG Premium, and one random correct answer will win a whole year of Star City Games Premium access. So, do you want to read the
Or 12 months, which is slightly less than a year.
12 months, slightly less than a year. Depends on if it's leap year or not.
Yeah. All right, the question is, what deck put 3 in top 8 last week in Vegas, but did not show in the top 8 of Indianapolis? So what deck, 3 of them last week in Vegas,
Yep.
0 today in the biggest open of all time at
That's right.
774 players.
Mm-hmm.
I think this deck is a patriotic deck, isn't it?
Let's just not give them any more hints.
Is that too good? I thought we liked giving hints.
We do like giving hints. The hint is it put 3 in the top 8 last week. None in the top 8 this week.
All right, it's a communist deck. So we like giving hints for the first 2 questions,
No,
but apparently
I-
I'm told the last question, no hints.
It's a whole year, depending on if it's leap year.
As my first commentating here, I could have used a
you
message of
You
a
can,
little hint
give,
toward
you can
that.
give hints. I'm just
I think
messing around.
I think I just got fired, guys. I think
Too many hints in the top 8 premium.
I think they're asking me to leave, so I'm going to be replaced by Brad Nelson, who is All right, so here we go. Sideboard. No, they want me around for my
Absolutely. You can't leave.
it's affirmative action. They want me here. So, all right. So, Chris is boarding in. Feeling of Dread. I've lost that train of thought. Feeling of Dread, Detention Sphere, and I always want to bring Garrick Relentless in, but I guess
Yeah,
it's not
well,
that great here.
It's fun. It's a 4-mana removal spell that
Yeah.
also kind of makes little removal spells.
Yeah,
if you
I
need
think
to.
I think you might not bring it in here. It's not very good against Thalia. It's
Kind of
not-
depends on what he's bringing out.
Right.
Like you said, it is bad against.
on the
Thalia.
play, it's acceptable because you play it on turn 3. On the draw, it's much less impressive at 4 mana. I think it's kind of reminds me of a lot of players think when you sideboard, you're sideboarding for games 2 and 3. You need a sideboard for game 2 on the play, and then when you're on the draw game 3, if you get there, it's actually not the same exact boarding in and out.
Right. Very good point.
All right, so Adam's going to bring in. Do you bring in Pillar here? You have 8 1-drops.
Right. I think you bring in the pillar.
But that's all you can target. There's nothing else in this deck that you can target. So I don't know how important it is to kill those 1-drops.
I think it's important enough because Adam really his strength is in the early game,
Right.
and so having a way to get those 1-drops out of the way if they exist is good. And you know what? They can just double at the last 2 damage if you need that little bit of reach.
I bet you Adam wishes he had more than 1 Zealous Conscripts on the board for how much Prime Speaker there is today. Because that card is an MVP in this matchup. First of all, nobody, self-included, ever sees it coming. It always just comes out and blows you out.
People will see it coming from now on.
Oh yeah, they do. And then next week they won't. Like you'll see when you're picturing cards to play around, you put yourself out of burn range, you put yourself out of creature range. But Zealous Conscripts, unless you're really deep in thought, it's hard to plan against. I've had it taken, and my own Tamiel was ultimated on the other side, and there's not many feelings worse than that. And then I had Infinite Searing Spirits coming at me, and he was just jumping for joy. But in this matchup, you take a 5/3 Thragtusk, you bash him, you take an Angel Serenity. You can take any creature on this list besides a Mana Dork, and you're going to be pretty happy with what happens. On the other side, after board, I would say I kind of like Adam's chances after board. I think the Boros Charm for reach. I think that the conscripts, and I think that his Garricks actually are more helpful to him due to the fact that it gives him not only a repeated threat just to get a few more damage in, it gives him a fight card as well. So I think I'm still going to keep rooting on my horse here in the race, Chris, but again, I think Adam has proved to be unstoppable in this tournament, so we'll see if Chris can halt him in his tracks here.
Yeah. If Chris can just win the next 2 games, that's all he needs to do.
That's all. How hard is that, right?
Yeah, 1 step at a time.
Yep.
Just win this next game.
Right.
That's the most important thing. Get to the 3rd game.
So both players have presented. Do a little shuffle ski.
Really like those the new Star City playmats.
Oh, me too. That's a cool one. I'm not a playmat person, but those do look cool. I like darker playmats.
Yeah.
The Black Star City shirts looks good. I like that style.
Yeah, I think they just debuted a few weeks ago, and I want one.
Oh, and that last forest enables that to be a keeper for him because he has Forest, Township, Hollowed Fountain, Arbor Elf. What?
Ooh, he doesn't like it. And neither does Adam. Both players going to 6 for the 2nd consecutive game. Didn't even see Adam's hand. I was looking at Chris's.
The hand had 1 Angel Serenity, was the only tough card in the hand to cast. Everything else was 5 drops. He had 4 mana.
Yeah, he had 3 lands, Arbor
Elf, like a
Angel
Thragtusk.
Serenity,
There's a 5-drop that he had in his hand. It was either Thragtusk or it had to be Thragtusk. It was a big green creature. There's no other green creature that I can see on his board there that is big. That was a interesting mulligan.
Well, down a game, maybe
maybe he didn't see, maybe when he was drawing his hand, that last card didn't really register. It was just a quick mulligan too. Almost feels like maybe I missaw the hand.
Yeah, maybe we missed something.
Yeah.
But again, he's down a game, so I think he's making. He doesn't want to chance anything, and maybe whatever it was he saw that we missed, or whatever he was thinking,
I'm definitely gonna write. Yeah, I'm gonna write this down. I want to ask him what was in that hand. I want to see, because mulliganing is really an art, and
Certainly.
I am the worst painter in that form of art. So it's good to see how other people mulligan, and those of friends of mine at home that are listening, they know that my mulligans are very far and few between. And sometimes you're rewarded, but sometimes you look like a fool. And I hate looking like a fool, but it happened quite a few times here. So they both mulligan here. They're both going to 6. Adam Liu, again, we've seen his mulligans not, stop him in the slightest. So let's see if it, again, does that.
Taking a look at Twitter here. Looks like a lot of people,
I guess my hint helped them out.
maybe, I don't know.
I'm writing currently 100 times, I will not give hints for trivia questions on a piece of paper and turning into Glenn Jones for approval. All right, so Adam plays Addison's Pilgrim. They keep their 6.
All right, so the 1-drop for Adam, that's a start.
Chris's hand is pretty good. However, when you don't have any of those 8 1-drops or the Farseeks in your hand, you know you're going to be drawing those later in the game, and those are going to be quite unimpressive. All right, so he plays a champion turn 2. That was not the correct order. I'm sure he just drew the champion. Oh, no, is that a Pilgrim? That's a Pilgrim.
That's Pilgrim, yep.
So he gains a life.
Loxodon Smiter going to come down
And the
get
Smiter
away.
is just bigger than all of his guys.
Yeah, it's definitely where Chris wants to be at this point in the game.
So I think he has a Mayor, or he has a Huntmaster. So Huntmaster's going to come down this turn. And Huntmaster's kind of cool with Pilgrim. You can get a little lifelink shocks here and there.
Can't bond it there since he's already bonded.
Right, yeah, I'm saying
but
if possible.
Later on,
Yeah,
if that comes up.
Just kind of thinking out loud. I don't really live in the aggro world, so it's kind of cool to see things like that. And there's Garrick, and it does work for Chris.
The Huntmaster, yeah.
And that's where you want it to be. Garrick is going to do a lot more than that, too, because I'm sure Adam does not want that sticking around. He's going to have to run his guys into the Smiter to finish it off. Oh, there's Wolfrun. So now he can attack with everything at Garrick. Whatever one the Smiter blocks, he can kill the Smiter. He's not doing what I said, so something else is happening.
Yeah.
He's thinking about it.
He does have a Mayor.
Yeah, he definitely should not play the Mayor here. You attack. He's gonna no. He might hear me. Do we have an earbud in? Yeah, there we go. That's my boy.
There we go.
That's my boy. Attack with those things. Yeah, this is a good play. He gets to kill Smiter if he blocks. First of all, Chris is not going to block, obviously. You just let your Garrick die here. You don't want to trade your Smiter with a Pilgrim. But his hand he does have more creatures, so it's not too bad.
So he's making him spend his turn
Right.
just to take out the Smiter. Yeah, look, Adam now rethinking.
Yeah, you just pump into it, make it a 4-power guy. Oh no.
No, he doesn't. So he's going to spend his turn and his mana doing something else, presumably. So Garrick bites it. Near Hearth Pilgrim also dies, and
Chris is left
around.
with a Smiter, which is peculiar.
Adam has other plans, apparently. So Mayor of Haverbrook comes down, followed by Nearheath Pilgrim, which is pairing with or soul bonding with the Mayor.
Yeah, looking at Chris's hand, you got to be pretty stoked. He's got removal. I think that's a Prime Speaker, another Smiter. I can't really see it. Is that Smiter? It's a Smiter.
He does have a Smiter. Yeah,
Okay.
Smiter, Detention Sphere, something else. Prime Speaker, you think?
So yes, I think you play. No, I don't think it's Prime. It's Farseek. Sorry, I thought the Smiter. It was either a Smiter or Prime Speaker.
I see. Okay.
So he's going to play an untapped land here. Go to 17. Play Smiter and then play Farseek. He doesn't care if the Mayor flips because he's going to have the Detention Sphere for that. But he definitely needs to play both his spells this turn to set up a possible draw of a Prime Speaker. So let's play our second Smiter here in Farseek. He's thinking about maybe attacking first, which I probably wouldn't do.
Who's the beatdown?
The beatdown is definitely Naya in this match.
So you want to. That's kind of what I'm getting at. You know, probably better for him to hold the Smiter back.
Right.
Play the control role. He's going to Farseek.
This is what he should do. Farseek and then play a Smiter. Adam really dug himself into a hole this turn because that Smiter is so hard to get through that he's going to have
an opportunity to kill it.
He did, and he also had an opportunity. And he doesn't know Chris has a second Smiter, but with 2 Smiters now, he's going to have to do it the same thing except he's back a whole turn.
Now, Chris resolves Farseek here. He has not yet played his land for the turn, but he could Okay, he can shock himself,
gonna
and
shock
play
himself
Smiter,
and play
shock himself,
Smiter.
and play Detention Sphere if he wanted. Although
I
I
think he's
don't
gonna play
like
Smiter
that
here.
play. He's going to go Smiter. Okay.
None of these cards that Adam has out are very threatening. The Mayor is, but the Mayor can be Detention Sphere the next turn with no Retribution here. I think Adam has a couple land in his hand, at least one. I don't know what the other one is.
Yeah, there's a Sacred Foundry. He puts it into play untapped,
Yeah, he's
so
gonna go
he wants a
Wolf Run it.
Wolf Run like crazy here.
I think his only attacks are Wolf and Pilgrim. No reason to attack with Elf, because that just pumps into the Wolf Run. But you attack with those two. Chris might even think about, well, he has to block the Pilgrim, because he can't, the lifelink is just too much over time. So he's going to block both. He's just going to clear Adam's board.
And Adam's going to take the opportunity to use the Wolf Run
Right.
for full value and
For 3.
take out one of those Smiters. Going to gain a ton of life here.
Right. I said those are the possible attacks. I would have only attacked with 1, because you only can Wolf Run 1. But,
Yeah,
you know,
throw one of them away.
he kind of just lost a wolf there. Mayor's going to flip here. He's like, hold on, hold the phone. It has a Cyclonic Rift.
Detention Sphere on the
If
Mayor.
only Cyclonic Rift was dispersed here, he could have removed that and bounced his Detention Sphere to his hand with the trigger on the stack.
Ah.
Yeah, just have to reword some cards and make it work. Alright, so they're both, it's kind of an even board here. Obviously, Smiter's bigger than Elf, but he's got Wolf Run, and I like Chris's top decks better, possible ones, but Adam's
definitely still in this,
still
way
in
in
this.
this.
Yeah.
So, Adam untaps with 5 lands and an Abyss's Pilgrim. And it looks like 2 cards in hand, I believe.
Yes.
Chris completely tapped out. Cavern of Souls for Adam. And Abyss's Pilgrim getting in alongside the Wolf Run. Gonna make it a sizable attack there from Adam. And doing some confirmation from the judges. So Chris untaps, draws, and passes the turn with no attack.
Alright, so it looks like, let's see what he drew for turn. Alright, I've been informed by someone on Twitter, Rob,
And
that
I think it's correct.
it is correct, 'cause he played the Sacred Foundry turn after. Yeah, he never had the opportunity with that Stomping Ground to actually pump it because he only had 1 red source. And I made a joke about the plains and the forest earlier. And a lot of times with these 3-color decks, you give him the benefit of the doubt. He played the Keswick so fast, I thought he had the mana to pump it. But Rob is correct. That's why he didn't kill the Smiter. Well, in that case, you definitely don't attack in this scenario then.
Yeah.
You're just running into a Smiter. I guess Adam must have accidentally attacked and realized. But he definitely want to get rid of that Garrick, so...
Well,
see what he did there.
Thragtusk is now the lone creature on the board after the Smiter traded with the Pilgrim plus Wolf Run, and Thragtusk number 2 comes down for Chris. So Chris is has now gained 10 life over the past 2 consecutive turns. And Adam's in some trouble
Doesn't
now.
get much better than drawing Thragtusk, right? Oh, it does get better.
It does get a little bit better.
If I could choose what cards to draw. All right, it looks like Chris has siphoned Adam Lou's power, his chi here.
Yeah, and
now he's going to...
Prime Speakers.
hey, look at it. You see Adam did a little duck toward the table.
Yeah.
Adam's like, hey, man, can I have some of that? He's looking at it. Adam's like, I've drawn 4 land in a row. You've drawn a... All right, well, that is a disgusting series of cards. I see another Thragtusk. I see an Oblivion Ring.
And
Oh,
Restoration
he drew a
Angel
spell.
end of turn. Okay, so he's got something.
He can hit him for a decent amount and then take about a jillion back.
Yeah, all right, well,
He's
Adam
got
has something.
He's
in
an
it.
Oblivion Ring here.
And he
think-
taps 3.
Whenever you tap 3 and look around, it's nope, it's a frontline medic.
but
He's just thinking. I guess he's thinking about his doom here. This is a lot of stuff on Chris's side of the board.
Now, one way to get around frontline medic is play Prime Speaker instead of Sphinx's Revelation.
Right.
Well, I'm going to draw 5 cards anyway.
Yeah.
O-Ring, and all
Jillian.
right, Chris O'Brien takes game 2. And we're going to game 3 here in the finals of the StarCityGames.com Open Series live from Indianapolis. 774 players down to these final 2. Adam Liu with Naya Humans versus Chris O'Brien with the new kid on the block, Prime Speaker Bant. That Prime Speaker is a house.
It is.
I just like to say speaker is a house because it sounds like
Speaker of the house. I see what you did there.
Like
it's
that?
good.
How about Optimus Prime Speaker Bant?
You also you also said something at the beginning of the match here. You said new kids on the block as wanted to use a boy band reference.
New kids in the standard. I'm sorry, it's not block.
Okay.
This is standard.
Yeah, new kids in the building.
Yeah, well, Prime Speaker Bant was a deck that
Does anyone listening know who new kids of the block are?
I know. What does that mean?
I feel like an old man, but it's just funny. These young whippersnappers, 19, 20-year-olds winning. Marky Mark.
Marky Mark.
Marky Mark.
His brother was
in the Funky Bunch.
Great.
That's I remember he was on either Letterman or one of those, and someone referred to him as that, and he got real mad. He's like, I don't go by that name anymore. This is a while ago.
Yeah.
He's like, pretty much don't call me that. That's a dark time in my life. I enjoyed it.
He did it to himself.
Yeah. It was entertainment. It's one of those nowadays you have Facebook videos that pop up that are incriminating. He's got quite the series of videos from the 80s that are funny. You heard him in a serious role.
All right, so Adam now on the play in Game 3. How do you feel right now about Chris's chances? Because he's your horse.
Yeah, I'm going to stick with it. I'm going to say the power of the Thragtusk is in him. Chris not having Supreme Verdict makes it tough to win a lot of these starts that Adam can have. Because like we said, there's some draws that Adam's deck can have that are nearly unbeatable with a Verdict, let alone without a Verdict.
Yeah. I mean, we've seen him go beat Verdict decks.
Right. Then again, Chris, if he goes turn 1 Arbor Elf, turn 2 Farseek, turn 3 Thragtusk, turn 4 Thragtusk, you're not going to see Adam really pull away from that. So each player can have starts that are really tough to beat. So we are at a brisk pace in the finals.
Yeah.
If you remember the last round, we had quite the long Game 1, but the match ended after Game 2. These decks, these human decks and these green-white decks with Prime Speaker, they definitely don't take as long to finish up. So, are you sticking with Horseshoe Lou over here?
I still am, because I think on the play, even we've seen him even win without a 1-drop, but he's got so many 1-drops to get a good start. He's really seems to come out of the gate very fast, and having the burn spells, just a little bit of reach to finish things off. I feel like he's just if he can beat Chris before Thragtusk is online, or
get him to a point where he's very low, and then the Thragtusk is it doesn't gain him enough. 5 life is not enough.
I feel like I like Adam's chances of doing that, and if he's in that situation, that's a good spot for Adam. Now, of course, Chris can just draw runner Thragtusk, smiter Thragtusk like he did that game, and then follow it up with Prime Speaker Zagana.
Yeah. Like we discussed, sometimes you draw pretty well, and when you draw pretty well when you're in top deck mode and your opponent does not, that's a wrap. All right, I see a lot of force in Arbor Elf again. I don't know if he has... How many force does the deck play? 13, 14 force? Let's see. He's got 4 force in his deck. He tends to draw double force pretty often.
Yeah.
He's playing the max. I guess he's still playing the max Manifest. He's playing only 3 Hinterland Harbor and 3 Sunpetal Grove. So, and obviously when you play Arbor Elf, you need to have more force than not here.
Right.
So I think Adam Liu said keep. I think Chris is the one thinking now.
And we saw both players go to 6 in the previous 2 games. So this is Adam's first keep on 7, which bodes well for Adam, I think.
It does. And Chris, again, that hand, if I saw correctly, he's missing a color. I don't know what color he's missing. He might be missing both colors. Blue is not really a big deal to be missing. And he's going to mulligan. I'm pretty sure he had Force Arbor Elf. And we saw, I mentioned it earlier, we saw a player keep that and just get pounded into the ground because, you truly get punished by keeping hands like that.
Yeah, it looked like he was playing Dungrove.
Right.
Mono green Dungrove.
We were expecting some
Arbor Elf.
Revenge of the Hunted miracle here.
So the fact that Adam didn't mulligan says something to me, because I think he's shown throughout the tournament every time we've covered him, starting in, I believe, round 11 yesterday was, I think, the first time we covered Adam. But we've seen him almost, I think, in every match so far in the top 8 at some point. And he has mulliganed quite a lot, to be honest. And so I feel like, Adam is not afraid to mulligan. He's not Shaheen Sarani, for example, where he's just like very resistant to mulliganing. And he's had good. He's mulliganed to good effect. He mulliganed to 5 and won. At least one.
Yeah, I think and then, this is obviously a cop-out, but I think that human decks and these aggro decks can mulligan easier than control decks. I think mulliganing, when you mulligan with control decks, you can get very awkward hands with all high costs. And the more you mulligan, the more chance you have of terminus,
And you need each card more in the control decks.
You need to really assemble Voltron with control, where in the aggro decks, you can just have 3 of your 2-drops and some land. You're good.
Chris, if your opponent doesn't have an answer,
Chris looks like he's low on land again. I think he's going to 5.
He's going to 5, I mean, game 3 of the finals, you don't want to just throw it away.
We said it in the top 8 before it started that Adam Liu could ride this train to victory. The way he's been running, how hot he's been running, and with this mulligan to 5, I don't want to count Chris out, but Adam keeping a 7, it's really tough for Chris to have a 5 that can really compete with let's not say a perfect 7, but a decent
keepable 7 apparently.
And from an aggressive mulligan or a keepable 7, to me, is a perfect 7.
It's got to be pretty good.
He's got lands and spells, I'm sure, and I'm sure he's got we're going to see a 1-drop here.
The one thing I do want to bring up, we keep kind of dancing around it and kind of touching on it. Round 11 yesterday, Adam Liu's opponent is trading 1-for-1, dealing with everything that Adam presents, and then just doesn't bonfire a Mayor of Averbrook, which gets Adam back into the game and allows Adam to win to get into the top 8.
And we can talk about it more right after this match, and we'll definitely go over it because that's going to be one of the interview questions when we talk to Adam. If we do,
Glenn will
talk to him, and we'll whisper into Glenn's ear before he begins the interview because we really want to know, or really want him to know, what could have happened, what could have been.
Well, what I wanted to get to was that he still seemed to draw a lot of spells, and his opponent would have been empty-handed. It was Bonfire Kessig Wolf run, and he passed. And so even if he had bonfired away the Mayor, if his next few cards were just lands, Adam could have still gotten into that game and still won it.
Actually, Adam, when he drew a land for turn. And he would have had Liliana at 2, and then 3. I don't know. It would have.
It's tough. We're talking about a match from yesterday, so let's just talk about this match. Adam did not have a 1-drop, but he did have a 2-drop in the form of Mayor.
And it
his
flips.
Opponent
that
has
is
nothing.
Deadly.
It flips, and now he plays.
Before the trigger. Okay, so end of his second main phase, or before end step, he can do that. You can't wait till end step. That trigger will go on the stack.
Keep him from getting a wolf. Uses Cyclonic Rift on it, but a frontline medic is.
I don't think he has a 3rd land, so I think this is going to be the 3rd land he gets. He has a Garrick, which can come down and fight the Mayor. And that sounds interesting. Come down and fight the Mayor of Averbrook. And but the problem is he's going to have to wait another turn and hopefully draw a land here. Chris's deck is not like Adam's deck, where it cannot operate on 3 mana. It needs more. Oh, he does have 4th land. Okay, good. So we'll see some good. This is a pretty good mold to 5 then. He's got the Farseek, he's got the Cyclonic Rift. Obviously, he drew the Farseek because he could have Farseeked to prevent the flip, I think.
There's a Kessig Wolf run, and there's a Champion of the Parish. And here comes the Mayor, going to make that Champion a 2/2, and now a 3/3 just because of the Champion's pump.
How easy?
I'm sorry, the Mayor pumping it, and Frontline Medic now getting in for 4.
How easy is Adam's life when you're not playing a Supreme Verdict? I keep saying that.
Right.
There's nothing you don't need to do. You just let it rain. You make it rain. You just drop your creatures on the board and run them all in there, huh? It's just the easiest way to play. I want to play Magic like that.
With no counter spells.
Just no threats. Just let it happen.
Yeah, Wizards removal, counter spells, wrath effects. They're all no fun. We just want to bash our creatures into each other.
Let's just keep. Yeah, it's easier. You can just. It's kind of like a wave motion. You just keep going like this, and you slam them. If you couldn't see me on camera there because we're watching the match, I was doing a wave motion to the camera.
So all right, so he goes with Thragtusk.
God, this is turning into a game here from a mold to 5.
It is, and this is what I was talking about. If Adam needed to get Chris to a low enough point where Thragtusk didn't matter, and I don't think he did, Chris
No.
was at 11.
Right.
Chris now is at 16.
I
Adam's
think
got a lot to fight through.
Adam
now.
has 4 spells in his hand, luckily. So he's going to... This board is going to get absurd. His humans are going to become very big. I think he has another medic here. Or another... All right, another Mayor of Arbrook. This is going to be a disaster.
Wow, this is absurd. Now remember, battalion.
Yep. So they're all indestructible.
So 3 guys, triggers battalion. Thragtusk can chump block.
Yeah, which he's going to have to do.
Yeah, at this point.
Because that is 2... Each of those mayors are 2/2s, and then the champion is a 6/6. No, sorry, that's a frontline medic. So he is a 5/5.
Yeah.
So that's 5, 7, 13 damage. I guess you could take it. I wouldn't, obviously, unless you have a Resto Angel in hand and you can plan to come back from this. Does
we didn't
Chris
see an angel,
really
but-
have an answer to frontline medic in combat? Is the question.
Yeah, he's just going to chump the
He
biggest dude.
he
He's
has
going to take 5, 6, 7 there.
Yeah, I think frontline medic in this matchup is probably your best card when you get to the combat math, right? And he's holding look at Adam's hand. He has an Oblivion Ring and a second frontline medic. Chris is at the point where he's going to need a world of help.
Yeah, I spoke too soon. I was like,
Yeah,
oh, well,
no.
he's up to 16. That's going to be a lot to fight through. Well, I'll just do it.
Yeah,
Because
well,
I've got it.
right when you were saying that, I kind of took a glimpse at Adam's hand, and he has just 4 spells in his hand. Just
Yeah.
4 spells in his hand with the mana to cast them. What does that land down there to the last one?
Isn't
Yeah.
that Kessig Wolfram?
Is that Cassie Wolfram?
Yeah, it's got a funny look to it, but it.
He doesn't have any other colorless lands, does he? No, that's Cassie Wolfram.
He has
Sorry,
Cavern of
the-
Souls, but that's not Cavern
Yeah,
of
the
Souls.
glare was a little off. I kind of missed it. So Prime Speaker's going to come in here right in time for, I think, Chris to die.
Well, he's going to draw some cards, so if he can live through this turn,
We saw the Oblivion Ring, though, so this is lethal damage.
Unlikely to
And
live
this
through this
is,
turn. I think
uh,
Adam Lou's going to take this right
Adam
here.
Lou is going to play an Oblivion Ring, removing his Prime Speaker from the game, dealing an ungodly amount of damage. 2,
And
4.
there it is. Adam Lou with Naya Humans takes down the 774-player tournament here at StarCityGames.com Open Series,
Well,
Indianapolis.
well.
Largest Star City Games